Dr. Satoru Nagao, thank you very much for joining us. Always a pleasure to have you on the program. We now move back over to the United States, where a New York state judge dismissed 2 criminal charges against Luigi Mangione over the December 2024 killing of health insurance executive Brian Thompson. However, Mangione still faces a second-degree murder charge. Justice Gregory Caro made the announcement after Mangione was brought into the courtroom. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to both charges in connection with the killing of Thompson, who was shot outside a Midtown Manhattan hotel during an investor conference. The crime has sparked national outrage, with public officials across the political spectrum condemning the act. Supporters of Mangione rallied outside the courthouse, with some seeing Mangione as a hero for his opposition to high healthcare costs. Trial dates have not yet been set for either the state or federal case. Okay, this is a hugely high-profile case in the United States when last December, Brian Thompson, CEO of United Healthcare, was walking out of a hotel in Manhattan. He was then shot by a hooded figure with a pistol with a suppressor on it, and then subsequently led to the arrest of Luigi Mangione, a man who has since become a cultural figure in very, very far left-wing politics. Some people have rallied support for him due to the fact that his believed motivation is the extremely high insurance rates for medical insurance in the United States, of course, which Brian Thompson was heading. This, of course, plays into the whole conversation of political violence in the United States, of course, we will bring you all the updates from the courtroom as soon as we get them. Luigi Mangione, a highly controversial figure. 2 of his charges have been thrown out. President Donald Trump has been vocal about wanting Mangione to receive the death penalty. However, him being tried in New York does not make this possible. 2 terrorism charges have been now thrown out in the Luigi Mangione case. Okay, we're now joined by Matthew Verdum. He is an American journalist and he joins us live from Washington, D.C. Matthew, of course, gun violence in the United States is a huge problem. It happens every single day. However, what has captured the public's attention here in this case, in particular, in such a huge manner?
Well, a lot of people are unhappy with the state of the healthcare insurance industry in the United States. So when Luigi Mangione shot the head, was it Mr. Thompson of United Healthcare, the CEO, earlier this year, people, their passions about healthcare spilled over into that, and they cheered the murder of the healthcare CEO. And this is quite unfortunate and antisocial, but this is the way a lot of people on the left think. Just as when they cheered on the assassination, the murder of Charlie Kirk a few days ago. They are letting their political beliefs override their basic sense of human decency. So they are upset that this fellow, Luigi Mangione, is being put on trial for killing someone that they have directed a great deal of hatred at. In fact, Luigi Mangione has become somewhat of a folk hero on the left in the United States. There have been T-shirts made about him. There have been ballot initiatives, at least proposed ballot initiatives in California, named after him, and he is being praised as a hero by some people on the left. Now, what's happening is he's going through the early parts of his criminal prosecution, and I believe he's been charged in New York State with an ordinary charge of murder, and he's also been charged by the federal government, either under a terrorism statute or under a hate crime statute. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, those terrorism charges have been dropped now.
Right. Now, yes, okay, that's right. That's what just happened. The terrorism charges were just dropped. And I'm surprised that they were dropped, but because normally the federal government, when they lay terrorism charges, likes to pursue them to their conclusion, but sometimes they don't. But in any event, the trial of Luigi Mangione will go forward at some point, and then there's a question of whether a jury in New York City, in the borough of Manhattan, the heart of New York City, whether they will actually convict him, since so many of them are left-wingers, and they are sympathetic to his so-called cause, that of punishing healthcare executives for supposedly making healthcare difficult to obtain and expensive. So, they may get political on the jury when it comes time to voting on the verdict of whether to convict or not convict.
Yes, thank you. Do stay with us for our next story. We stay in the United States, where the New York Times rejected a $15 billion defamation lawsuit